everything happening at once. Okay, so that might be too hot. Oh, that's too hot.
That's great.
Is that too hot?
No, that's
Is that
good.
better?
Yeah.
Okay.
So where are you? You live in New York, right?
Yes. Yeah, I'm in Brooklyn.
And where are you moving?
Just another neighborhood of Brooklyn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, nothing too dramatic, but yes, we just got back from a trip last night, so everything's slightly chaotic. Hold on one second. Let me fix this. Okay. I want you to be even. This would be hot. And you're in Austin, right?
Yes, actually today I'm in New York, so
Oh, nice.
yeah, I come up here occasionally just to go to those media lunches and interview people, and so yeah. It's also
Nice.
300 degrees in Austin today, so I'm actually happy to be in New York.
I can imagine. Yeah, it's a little nicer. We were actually just in Rome where it was 97, so I'm happy where it's a little crazy. Yeah.
Great. So can we? Can you make the computer not?
Sorry, I wanted to say one thing. You're on a time delay.
Mm-hmm.
Like does that ever happen where you're talking?
That's going to be okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
We should be fine.
Great.
And just want the computer to not move, because it'll.
Okay. Hold on. Yeah. In fact, I'm going to roll over so I don't. But let me know if that's too bright.
Okay. No, that's good.
Okay. Wait. Hold on. Let me get. Hold on. Sorry for all the adjustment. Okay. How is that? Is that too far away? Is that okay?
Can you put it
too far.
Like books or something?
Yeah. Hold on.
Put it just.
Yeah. I'm so sorry.
No.
It's so ridiculous.
We actually do this all the time. So.
Okay. I'm going to go back to this.
Okay.
And then we'll give it a shot. And I promise I won't move.
Okay.
Okay. Okay?
Yeah. That's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
So we'll just talk for.
There we go.
We'll just talk for a little bit, and then this is not live. We'll cut it down for when it does go live.
Right.
So.
Great.
Yeah. So, I mean, you have written historical fiction before. What was it about the Depression that made you want to go, and particularly the Dust Bowl, go to that era?
Yeah, it's funny because I haven't thought of myself. I know I had written it before. I hadn't thought of myself as kind of a historical fiction writer, but I think the things that I become obsessed with just become the thing that hooks in. And I saw, I can't remember. I mean, I know which photograph I did see, and then I saw a whole series of photographs about the Dust Bowl. And the only thing that I knew about the Dust Bowl was high school, kind of obviously read Grapes of Wrath, but kind of I didn't really understand the depth of the Dust Bowl and that it was a man-made event, largely a man-made event. And I don't know, somehow that took hold, and I wanted to understand why people stayed through, basically 10 years of living like this. And I think if it were me, I would have left. I understand that impulse, but the impulse to stay, I kind of wanted to explore, which I found pretty fascinating.
Yeah. And so the research, that's always, whether or not you're a historical novelist, right? The research is always a little bit of a danger, isn't it? Because you can do way too much. And there are great books about the Dust Bowl. Tim Egan's book is really great. So how did you know? Yeah. How did you know when you had done enough research?
Yeah, I think that's an excellent point, because I originally thought I would write a fictionalized account of Dorothea Lange, or that she would play a part in the novel. And it was precisely that reason, learning so much about her, it becomes kind of, I felt hemmed in, and you can't kind of make the fiction decisions that when you have material to work with. And I think for me, what I tried to do was read everything I could. Obviously Timothy Egan's book is a fantastic book and was very helpful. Looked at photographs, did all these things, and then tried to step away for a little bit and just kind of create that world for myself in my head, as opposed to kind of trying to stick to the letter of accuracy, even though I feel like, and I think that's right. I think you can over research. I think you can try to put too much in that you know, that you want to squeeze in that you have learned and show that you've done research, and that can be a danger. So what I try to do is synthesize some of that and fictionalize it. The town, for instance, I learned about the town through Timothy Egan's book, but I didn't visit it until after I wrote the book, because I didn't want to have it this kind of very concrete place that I knew what it looked like. I wanted to kind of create that fictional landscape.
Yeah.
And it, for the most part, held true. I didn't find anything too disparate when I actually went there, but I do think that that is a real pitfall. I've read, as I'm sure you have, historical novels that are just weighted down with detail in a way that completely loses any kind of narrative flow or magic. So I was hoping to kind of, I do think there's some distance that has to come a little bit from that.
No, for sure. And so Bertie and Fred are pretty great characters. How did they, do you remember how they came to you?
Yeah, you know, the first character that, Bertie was the very first character that came to me. And I imagined Bertie, the way I started the novel, writing the novel, was actually an image of Bertie in my head, kind of looking out in the distance. Just kind of, I love the idea of a teenage girl, for one, who had, I wanted her to yearn to leave. I mean, I think that is a large impetus in the story. And I initially thought I would follow her in that leaving. And obviously in the novel I didn't. I end the novel when she leaves. But I like that trajectory of leaving is going to run throughout the book. And then for me, Fred, he is a vulnerable character, and I think I wanted the reader and me to worry for him, as we should. I mean, he's very vulnerable, and he is kind of the bellwether of the town and the family. And I mean, it's hard because there is, I assume that most people kind of get the sense that he is headed for some serious danger. And so that's also a hard line to play. I don't think he wanted to feel that he is doomed. And I don't feel that way, even though his outcome is his outcome. But I think he's a very optimistic character. And I think he is a character that draws the family together in a way. And I don't know, I have my own, one of my daughters, she has asthma. She's had a lot of challenges. She had this anxiety disorder called selective mutism, where she didn't talk for a long time. So I was familiar with that, and I kind of like the idea of his internal monologue and, you know, his internal voice, that he didn't necessarily feel that he was shut off from his family or from the world, for that matter.
Because they have to be pretty resolute characters, and his vulnerability is a nice you know, counteract, I guess you would say.
Yes. Yeah, no, I think that's right. I think that's right. And I think he is an anchor in a way for Bertie. I mean, I think she would not feel as easily that she could leave if he were there. So I do feel like that they're kind of orbiting around him in a way, and his where he is in holding that family together.
Yeah. And so I noticed that, you know, with Mercy Train, you've also written about people traveling, you know, across this country, or at least parts of this country. That sort of American migration, it seems like it's kind of stuck with you for a while. Is that on purpose, I guess?
I know, it's funny. I wouldn't have thought it was on purpose, but it does seem to have stuck around. I think that there is something that I am very drawn to about American stories of migration. My dad's father was from rural, poor Kentucky and had 1 million siblings, and his parents moved them to Illinois to kind of start over or try to make something work. And they, in a lot of sense, that that thread of family is very much an American story, and they were successful enough, and their kids were more successful in certain ways, and so I think that idea of moving and starting over, or I mean, I do think that, yeah, there's something that I find very compelling about that, and that I think the idea of Birdie also, that to me, I see her as having a very optimistic, I mean, not that her life will be easy, but that there is a chance for her in a way that there may not be a chance for her, or a different kind of life. There is a chance for a different kind of life. And I think that I kind of think, that's not true. I know that it's not a particular American story, but I do feel like the migration of the 30s and the kind of look to get out of poverty by physically moving your destination, or physically moving where you are, I feel like it has a lot of narrative potential, and I like that it allows for open-endedness.
Yeah. No, it works really well. Well, great. Well, we just do these for about 10 minutes, and so we'll end it there.
Great.
Great. Thanks. It's out in a few weeks, and we will get this ready and run it on Pub Day.
Great. Thank you so much. It's
All
nice
right.
to meet you via video.
You too.
Maybe in person one day.
Yeah, I hope so. And good luck with your move.
Thank you very much. Enjoy your New York stay.
Okay, thanks. Have a good day.
All right. Take care.
Okay. You too. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.